All right, the stream is live. You are live with us. Yep,
Yeah,
it
sure.
is. It is a Friday. It's a Friday, Timo, and we know what happens on a Friday. It is
Yeah,
Let's Argue. We talk about
yeah.
what midweek gave us because there was some flexing from Madrid, Atleti, making it hard for themselves, fighting like soldiers. But hey, Alvarez do the same thing to Real Madrid, right? And then
Oh
Barca,
God.
Barca was made it difficult, but then ended up cruising. Sundowns, fantastic results for them because they were derailed. And then Europa League night, bringing in the drama. Tonight, we'll recap it all and then preview a weekend stacked with derbies, showdowns, and maybe some possible banana skins. Thibaut.
Yeah, sure. Tibo Lava Ultra featuring Lebza the Mood Engineer. We're back at it. It's Let's Argue. Madrid Derby is coming up this weekend. There's going to be lots of fire, lots of fireworks coming from La Liga. Arsenal are going to St. James Park. Sundowns will be looking for redemption after a blip in the title challenge. And
Uh-huh.
the Serie A is back with chaos as there are big games lined up for this weekend. Let's get into it. Lebza.
All right, as we get into it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, ask questions, make fun of Tibo, whatever you choose. Okay, whatever you choose. Okay, I know the new, I know the new fact, but La Liga midweek results. We start on Tuesday, where
Yeah,
Madrid gave all four fingers to Levante, who could only score one. That was
yeah,
emphatic Los Blancos performance. And I'm telling you, man, I've said it before. Mbappe is going to break every record Cristiano Ronaldo has ever set there at Madrid because Mbappe is scoring whether Los Blancos play well or whether they play badly. He is scoring, and it's just going to keep on going for him. Levante, obviously, they were 17th, man. Like they never stood a chance. I think even when they were packing, going to inviting Madrid to their house, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get beat up." We're welcoming the bully to our stadium to beat us up.
bully,
Kamavinga
bully,
was buzzing.
bully.
Kamavinga was buzzing, and Jabulani Pengu was also
How is
back.
it?
Bellingham doing what he does best, but still not better than Pedri. No, a topic for another day. And then Militao cleaning up at the back. I think this is probably Alonso's best showing, and maybe Madrid are starting to send a message to the rest of Europe to say, hey, actually, we've started to figure ourselves out and we know exactly what we want. What happened on Wednesday, Thibaut?
Atletico de Madrid kicked off on one of two Madrid derbies that they'll be participating in this week. They were entertaining Rayo Vallecano at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. They were really looking for redemption after a lackluster start to the season. They fought tooth and nail to get the result. Julian
Yeah.
Alvarez scored a hat trick. Listen, he literally carried Atletico Madrid on his back. And I think this was the perfect warm up building up to playing against Real Madrid, or some would say the best team in Madrid, or some would say the best team in the universe. So yeah, kudos to Diego Simeone. I think he finally, getting through to these players because they left it all on the pitch. And
But does this
Julian
worry
Alvarez,
you?
I think,
Does this
pardon?
worry you for the derby? Now,
Not even
obviously.
not even a slight, not even the slightest. Like I don't anticipate. Obviously, you know how La Liga works. The referees at the end of the days are the ones who grab all the headlines. But I don't want to go there. You see, all I will say is, I think Diego Simeone now. He managed to get the right message through to the players, and they really left everything out on the pitch. I think if they bring the same mentality to the Madrid derby, when they face Los Blancos, it really will be a scintillating affair.
But now, are you telling me if Simeone, as you say, gave the right message give the right orders to his charges, he can't give the right orders now when he plays against you. So on Thursday, Thibaut, Barca took on Oviedo. Flick rotated his squad quite a lot, especially with no Yamal. So at least Rashford is starting to get at least some game time. But he's still trying to mix up in the team, but it's still not coming together as much. His ball control is not like Barca-esque. He's like Olmo. Olmo also sometimes just struggles to keep that ball on his feet. Ferran Torres, great movement, but he's not Lewandowski. So we definitely do need a player like Lewandowski because he can sniff a chance out of nothing. Ferran Torres is great, but sometimes we need a Lewandowski, but also sometimes with the Lewandowski, we need a Ferran Torres because Ferran Torres gets into the small little spaces. So yeah, Oviedo started with a beautiful goal as our goalkeeper went ahead and got out of his box and tried to control the ball and make a small pass, and that pass was overhit. As it was overhit, it fell on to the Oviedo player who hit it same time, and it was a screamer from far. But Barca tried their best, and then they came back.
There's one thing, ne?
Yeah.
There is one thing, Lebs, and I really need to highlight this. Ne? Maybe it's just not you, maybe it's the rest of the Barcelona fan base. You've said all these things about the personnel in the group, but you have not mentioned a single thing about Rafinha. You have not mentioned the masterclass that Frenkie de Jong continues to show in every single game that he plays. I mean, what's wrong, guys? Like, can you not give these people their flowers? Can you not acknowledge that these people are playing, at a high level? Even Ronald Araujo managed to get a goal. A player that every single culé keeps on bashing, saying that he is not a great player, that he's this, that he is that. He even got a goal. Guys, what is wrong, guys?
No. There's no issues. Rafinha played well, but he wasn't at his best. I love the shot that he took. He nearly scored. I think that would have actually done him a lot of confidence just to get in the score sheet. De Jong did nicely when he came on because then at least together with Pedri, they could control the midfield. But I think he swapped out the wrong person, Flick. He shouldn't have taken off Casado. He should have taken off Olmo and then put in Frenkie de Jong a little bit further, just so that he can help with those small little passes to the attacking. Because
Lebza, we've had this discussion before, ne? We've had this discussion before when I said to you that Marc Casado is probably your best holding midfielder.
Yeah,
Frenkie de Jong, the position or the role that he plays, ne? That's literally the best position for him. That's the best way to get the very best out of him. If you want to maybe get more or ask more of someone in the team, I have said this to you before that maybe Hansi Flick should explore putting Pedri in the number 10 role, putting Pedri higher up the pitch so he can get more assists, so he can get more goals. Yes, Dani Olmo and them, it's good for them. Dani Olmo and Fermin Lopez, to get an opportunity, to have a run out, to get some minutes in their legs, right? But I think when the going really gets tough, when the team is facing some of the very best teams in Europe, then you definitely have to start Marc Casado with Frenkie de Jong and maybe push Pedri up to the number 10. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a culé.
Well, you know how we beat you, so thank you. Anyway, let's get on to the PSL midweek results. Thibaut, how did we start off?
Yeah, Orlando Pirates, the Sea Robbers beat Siwelele 1-0. It was a professional job. The fine form continues. That's how champions grind results. So we're hoping that in the following up games, the Sea Robbers will continue in this way. Tell us what happened in the next games.
Well, in the next games, Ntwana, Sundowns were taken down a peg by their former coach. So it looks like Mangoba Mniti's men were really, really aiming to stop this Locomotive dead in its tracks. And I think the reason for this was because he's an ex-coach of Sundowns. He was kicked out, basically. He wasn't, he didn't leave on his own terms nicely. So I think this was a nice, what you call, reminder to the Sundowns leadership that, hey, I'm actually the better coach. Look at me with the less finances, less skilled players, but I can still make them beat your big rich machine with players from all over South America. So I do think it was a personal match for him. So Sundowns,
yeah. I think he told the Sundowns management to read in between the lines, eh?
I think he definitely did. I think he definitely, if there was ever a nice way to just go ahead and stick a finger in their face, this was definitely a nice one, because of the fact that it is your previous team. They did better than you, so now they released you. But with your small little team from
Lamontville,
you can go ahead and show them. So really, really great. Thibaut, what happened to my team, Kaiser Chiefs?
I don't know what's going on there, Naturena, but Kaiser Chiefs were held to a 1-1 draw against Marumo Gallants. It was like a neutral game, if you ask me. Both teams really didn't look like they wanted to grab the game from the scruff of the necks. The fans, they want answers. I don't know whether is it the players or is it the management. Either way, the frustration is bubbling up, and I think at some point something has got to give. You, as a Kosi fan, what do you think would the solution be in this particular moment, sir?
Well, you know what? I never like to bash anybody, because everybody's an employee and we're doing our best to put food on the table. But I do think someone like Ashley Dupree maybe needs to change position or something. Maybe move to, I don't know. Look at you, excuses now, right? Maybe needs to go ahead and maybe be a wing back or something. Like how you and I say Doku must go ahead and do something. Maybe
Yes.
that's exactly how they should use him now, because he's got speed. Maybe because in the front he does nothing, bro. Like I don't know how you build confidence as a striker when you don't score in 7 consecutive games. 8. It's like you went to work and you didn't switch on your laptop. Like, really? Yeah, you went to the office and you sat there and you didn't switch on your laptop, because like as a striker is all about striking
Goals.
Anyway, yeah.
Goals.
But you know what? The team was playing well. I just feel that they mustn't take out the youngsters. The youngsters, Abu Shabalala, they need to give them that confidence. Otherwise, now if they keep changing them, then there's no consistency. And then let's get on to the Europa League results, because obviously Europa League was visiting us this week. Dinamo Zagreb beating the guys from Turkey, Fenerbahce 3-1 with an electric start. Obviously, when you are playing a team like Dinamo Zagreb, they love the European nights, so home fans were bouncing. And then Mancini leading from the back, 2-1 for Roma versus Nice. And then Gasperini's Gladiators snatching a big away win. So playing in France is not easy, and Roma have not been in good form in Serie A, but this win for them, in Europa League will probably give them confidence to go back into the league on the weekend and try and make something of themselves. Thibaut.
Oh, no, definitely. And on Thursday, we saw Aston Villa entertaining Bologna in a cracking game. It ended 1-0, but I think from a neutral standpoint, that game, it deserved definitely more goals. I think Unai Emery coming back to his element in the Europa League, he'll be looking to do what he does best and take this Aston Villa team to the pinnacle of the competition. It was a second game from Stuttgart, who entertained Celta de Vigo. A Celta de Vigo that was led by Iago Aspas. Stuttgart came out on top with a 2-1 victory. They reminded everyone in the world that they can do more things other than just give us great cars like Mercedes-Benz, other than give us great players like Sami Khedira and Antonio Rudiger. I think they will be saddened by the manner in which the previous campaign went, because they were in the Champions League last season, but they couldn't maintain a level strong enough to participate in the competition again this year. But they'll be looking to challenge as very best as they can in the Europa League.
So clearly, Stuttgart just produces players for Real Madrid. Khedira, Rudiger, I don't know who else. Anyway, coming up this weekend is going to be another amazing round of fixtures. Let us know in the comments, man, which matches are you looking forward to, which fixtures really have got your eye, you don't want to miss it, whether you're at the mall or anything, you'll try find the TV. You'll try find the TV somewhere, just at least so that you can see it. So I know that in the EPL on Saturday, we've got United, obviously, fresh off beating Chelsea. Could they now beat Brentford? Obviously, Mbemo moved recently from Brentford to United. Can he go back to Brentford and say, you see, I am in a better team and we are beating you? So United are riding the Chelsea win. But we know Brentford, man, when the bees, they start buzzing, man, they become giant killers, right? And then
true story.
And then Brighton, obviously beating Chelsea, looks like to be on the cards, because obviously Chelsea now just were beaten by United. Do you think they'll survive a Brighton onslaught? I don't know. Mawande, help me out. Chelsea fans, put it on the chat, put it on the comments. I want to see, would Chelsea actually, handle the Brighton onslaught when they're in form? And then, obviously, Liverpool has been winning all their games, right? Liverpool has been in winning form, but they haven't been winning pretty. They've been needing last-minute goals. Obviously, the last one where Etikite got a red card, so he's not going to play in this match right here. Maybe it does give the new boy Isak an opportunity to lay his groundwork and say, well, you were waiting for me, So it's going to be tricky, because obviously Palace are also, a thorn in Liverpool's side. And also Palace are angry at Liverpool for trying to steal Gay. And Gay is angry Liverpool didn't fight for him, so he might just fight back. And then City go to Burnley. Do you think it's 3 points for City? Because Pep definitely needs to get back rhythm. After playing like he's a Mourinho understudy, he really needs to get back rhythm.
Hey, listen, City need to get back to winning ways. I think things have not been going well. But if his press conference today is anything to go by, he's very confident that they will get something tangible this season. And I think we really need to give Manchester City the benefit of the doubt here, because for the last 6, 7, 8 seasons or so, every time the league campaign starts out, things like they become rocky, or almost difficult for them, you see. But by the time we get to December, January, oh my goodness, Manchester City will go on a 30-game winning streak, I mean, they'll play so well that literally the only team that will be able to stop their run will be Real Madrid in the Champions League. But you take that aside, they'll literally just demolish everyone. So I think with Pep Guardiola, uttering something like that today in a press conference, I think that is definitely a warning shot. That is definitely something that everyone else who's vying for any cup competition or for any championship to be wary of. So Manchester City, I definitely feel that they will get the 3 points against Burnley, and we'll see from there how everything goes alongside.
And then Sunday, what do you think of Newcastle and Arsenal?
This one actually is a bit slippery, in the sense that the Magpies will be hosting the Arsenal. The Magpies have shown that they can conjure up an upset for the would-be big boys. But Arsenal, man, they need a statement win. They need to show that that contest against Manchester City and the previous positive results before that game were not a fluke. They need to show that they are actually in control of their own destiny, because there were a lot of naysayers from the previous game against Manchester City, with the manner in which Arsenal had set up this team or had set up the side. But if we sum everything up, the most important thing is that they did not lose. You see, so if this is actually part of the game, because the league is a marathon, then they need to show that they are able to go to outfits like the Magpies and get a win.
No, it's a big match for Arsenal, definitely. Obviously, what you call this thing, Newcastle was weakened when obviously Isak went, and they didn't get a replacement that is as good as Isak. So that's a good thing for Arsenal. But obviously, they do also play very, very hard when they do want to win in terms of Newcastle.
Oh,
But I do agree with you that the pressure is on Arteta now to show that he's finally ready to challenge for honors, and challenge for honors comfortably. Not win it by surprise, like there are some what you call this thing, surprise team, like we didn't know you were going to win it. Like how
yeah.
Leicester won it. They need
Ta-da!
to
Surprise!
they need to take it. They basically take it by the scruff of the neck. So let's hope for a good match for Arteta, because there's so many Arsenal fans on the street, man. We don't want to depress people, especially we get to the grocery store, they are angry. We get to the petrol station, they are
And
angry.
and
So,
and if we're
yeah,
honest, I think you and we definitely can sympathize, with the Arsenal faithful. I don't think it's nice always coming out as the first princess or the second
yeah,
princess. I
bridesmaid.
think the bridesmaid type vibes. I think they
No.
also they
Arsenal
understand.
reminds me of Pirates, because even Pirates is always a bridesmaid to Sundowns. Just going to Ribune, Sundown to win the league every
Can
time,
we move on
right?
to La Liga, please?
All right, La Liga Saturday, brothers and sisters. It is the Madrid derby, and Atleti are inviting Real Madrid to the Wanda Metropini. Wanda,
Wanda
that's the
Metropolitano.
Metropolitana. Yebo, Wanda Metropolitana. Atleti are welcoming Real Madrid. Real Madrid come off a great win during the week. Atleti also showing some grit, showing some perseverance to come back also and win during the week. So it's going to be a very tough match for all of them. Atleti, obviously, their strikers just found his form. I wonder if Simeone will stick with him or put Soloth in, because then he has been taking out, Julian Alvarez every time, like around the 55th minute or the 60th minute. Maybe there was an injury or something, but we don't know, because the last time
Taking off
Julian
their
Alvarez
best player.
and he wasn't happy there when they kept on taking him out. So it must have not been an injury. But yesterday they didn't take him out, and he went ahead and scored a hat trick. So maybe that was his audition to start and play longer versus Real Madrid. While on the Real Madrid side, well, the team is playing well. Obviously, they were not playing a world-class team, obviously, but they are playing well. Mbappe looks to be on form. Bellingham is now getting back. Is really just starting to hit his stride. And then I think the front is where I'm worried. Vinicius Jr. hasn't really hit his stride. He needs to come back. I think he needs to go cry it out, go meet a therapist or something, and then come back and just really pull his socks up.
Nebza, listen, bro, I am getting you a hater of the year award,
How?
because you definitely need that. Bro, Vinicius Jr. just played 90 minutes now against Levante, and he scored one of the best goals of the month with the
Yeah.
Trivela-esque goal.
But remember, it's Levante, 17th in the league.
Hey, the most important thing is to get a win, is to get the 3 points. It doesn't matter whether it's Barcelona or it's Levante.
Well, you know what? Let's also then see when it comes to Barca versus Real Sociedad. So I hope Flick gets the full 3 points, because there's going to be a drop between Atleti and Real Madrid. Someone's dropping 3 points, and it looks like it is Real Madrid. Someone's dropping points.
My money on for that particular game is on Real Sociedad. Reason being is because both teams play a similar type of football. Unless the referees maybe rescue Barcelona, I think Mikel Oyarzabal will be the difference between the two teams.
Similar type of football. We play a better type. We play a better type.
Of course.
You see, we definitely do play a better type of football.
Of course.
So look, on Saturday in the PSL, Thibaut, how's it looking?
Okay, on Saturday we have action in the Betway Premiership. Mamelodi Sundowns will be entertaining Richards Bay. The Brazilians will be looking to restart the Locomotive, and I expect an intense game. They will do everything necessary to get their campaign back on track. Taking also into account if we move abroad in the Serie A, Mamma Mia, the Serie A, Juventus will be playing a Bergamo derby. Juventus will be entertaining Atalanta in the Bergamo derby. I think it will be a scintillating game between two teams that have quality all around from the number 1 position right up to 11th position. And then Internazionale are going away to the southern part of Italy to play against Cagliari. They'll be looking also to get maximum points to mount at least a sizable challenge for this edition of the Serie A. And then on Sunday we'll be seeing another big game between Associazionale Calcio Milano and the Serie A champions Napoli. Napoli will be traveling to the San Siro, and we will be looking to get maximum points. Unfortunately for them, Luka Modric has got this AC Milan team firing on all cylinders. He's brought some magic that they've been lacking over the last couple of years, but Antonio Conte is a master. Is a master when it comes to the league campaign. I think he will do everything necessary to set up the team, not only to be able to neutralize AC Milan's attacks, but also to maybe win the game. This is some box office stuff, bro. I hope you will have your popcorn ready.
No, I definitely already, Ndwana, thinking about getting at least to see a bit of Modric there with AC Milan versus Napoli. But I'll also just be flipping channels, flipping channels, just to go ahead and check if Richards Bay is able to stop a bit of Sundowns. But for me, my to watch match of the weekend is definitely the one Madrid derby. That's definitely the match that I want to see. I want to see.
Exactly, oh yes, of course.
When everybody is under pressure and they really need to perform, it's definitely like a Champions League match. It's definitely like one of the hardest matches that you will watch, obviously, this weekend. And then let's get to our flop and prop of the week. Barring money flop and prop of the week. Yeah. Let's start with our flops, because obviously we keep having Simeone in the flops of the week. But I will save him this time. He's a nearly flop because he saved it. They did not lose. And then Etekite, you already got a yellow card. Now you score and you go ahead and take off your top where you know it's an automatic yellow card. Is that a flop? And then Chiefs, the players were just tired, man. The players, when you live in natural, man, you used to like air conditioning and stuff in your house, so now, you're not used to just going to breathe any air. So that's why, but you know what? All painful stuff to watch. My flop, I think I give it to Etekite. Who do you give your flop to?
My flop of the week definitely goes to Ekitike. Look, yeah. I'm not maybe dispelling the quality of the opposition, but I think at this particular juncture in this Liverpool side, the one thing you don't want to do is to give up your position. Considering all the signings that the club have made, considering the other player that the club has spent money on, which is a couple of million more than you, I really wouldn't risk it if I were him, But it was a cup game. I'm sure he will make up for his can I say, transgression in the next games when he gets an opportunity. He's been scoring, so he's been so far repaying that fee that Liverpool paid, which was a very handsome fee, by the way. Pause, no daily.
No,
Now,
Liverpool have been touching the bank the whole time this summer. According to, so if they don't win anything, I'll be very sad on their behalf, man, because it's like they bet on a horse that didn't win, you know. But tell me about the props, Thibaut. Who's our options?
The props for this week, bruh, everything is looking great. First one in line is Julian Alvarez. He responded with a hat trick after Cholo Simeone took him off the pitch in the previous game. There's nothing better than the manner in which that he responded to what the coach has been doing to him all along. I think from Cholo Simeone's side, it probably wasn't personal. He was probably looking for a reaction from him, but for him to respond this way is absolutely fantastic. Our second option is Vinicius Jr. scoring a Trivela-esque goal. He even credited that to Luka Modric, teaching him how to execute a move like that. And the last option for this week is definitely Mangoba Ngiti for managing to take Lamontville Golden Arrows to a win when they were hosting the Brazilians Mamelodi Sundowns. Look, I think this week is very tough. I think today's edition is very tough for the props, but I want to be biased and say Mangoba Ngiti, getting one up on Sundowns, is like the prop of the week. But I think the best way for Mangoba to do that is to maybe try and lead either Lamontville Golden Arrows to either finish higher than Mamelodi Sundowns or even go all the way to winning the league. I think that would be the greatest way to maybe get revenge on your former.
That's going to happen when we do the Let's Argue Ballon d'Ors later in the year. Next year, May, when we do the Let's Argue Ballon d'Ors, then we'll see exactly where it comes in. But I select my prop of the week. I definitely give it to Mangoba. I think it was just a nice way. It's always nice when karma, just works, and just says, you selected the wrong guy. Yeah.
I know. I know what you're saying, and I think it's very easy to pick him, but I feel like it's too early in the season. At the end of the season, if Mangoba finishes like on top of Sundowns or maybe wins the league, then it'll be like, oh man, you guys
really, Thibaut, how could you win the league with like a golden arrows? How could you win the league?
Listen, B. Listen, B. What I'm trying to say is, like, we've seen examples of players leaving clubs or personnel leaving their former club and going to another club and getting a result and flipping one over their former employers. We've seen Luis Suarez leave FC Barcelona and move to Atletico Madrid and win the league. So these things are absolutely possible, bro. Okay.
Yeah,
but prop of the week is Julian Alvarez.
Tender. So I think he did well with his small team. But you know what? To our viewers, man, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much that you keep on coming back, keep on listening to some of our takes, and listen to how we argue. But tonight, we can all agree, midweek delivered. It owes us nothing. Midweek owes us nothing. But now when we look at the weekend, man, I'm seeing fireworks. On the weekend. There's some big guns that are going to drop points, and there's some big guns that are going to be questioned on Monday night when Let's Argue returns. So we'll be there on Monday to argue about who survived, who stumbled, and who is still getting free penalties from the referees. Remember, stay loud, Thibaut.
Hey Lebza, before you run away, how do you feel about this year's Ballon d'Or winner?
Oh no, I'm so happy for Dembele, an ex-Barcelona boy who graduated really well from the Messi School of Winning, so really great. I think, Lamine is going to get tired of winning a Copa. So next year, he's definitely going to take it. But since obviously Cristiano Ronaldo changed that the Ballon d'Or must be for the Champions League winner, now Lamine is hoping that the whole of Barca plays well. Imagine you're the best player in the world, but your team sucks. Really? Anyway.
Wait. Imagine who's the best player in the world. Lamine.
Yeah.
Man, Libza, come on, dog. Libza, man. Rafinha scored more goals. Rafinha had more assists.
Rafinha is
Rafinha had more
effective.
match-winning goals. Man,
Rafinha
Libza,
is
come on.
effective.
Libza,
Rafinha
come on.
is the
Libza,
second best player in the world. Rafinha is the second best player in the world. You're just trying to cause divisions in the Barca side because you want us to argue. We know our ranking. We know our ranking. Go with your Arda Gula and your Jabulani Pengu. We don't want ya. All right, we're closing it off, guys, because you see the arguing don't stop. We're going to argue offline anyway because you need to stay proud, stay loud, love your team, follow them to the bottom of the log or the top, wherever they're going. But remember, argue responsibly.
Yeah, sure. Tibo Lava Ultra featuring the Mood Engineer. This was another great edition. Let's see each other again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and don't miss out on all the action from this weekend. Let's argue.
Yay, yay.